So today is May 10th and I'm playing with Felicity and Leah. Back around the time Shelly got Leah about 2 years ago, she filmed a tutorial on how to clean American Girls because a lot of people are intimidated. And I think the tutorial was like a deep clean where she showed how she took stuffing out and washed it and all that. And she used Felicity in that video as well because this is Shelly's childhood Felicity from 1998. Crazy, right? Shelly used Felicity in the video as well because Lissy just needed a good deep clean at the same time as Leah. I had taken a thumbnail back then with our black tile and that it's like a purple printed backdrop that Shelly made out of some paper I got from work. Funnily enough, that backdrop got wet and moldy, water damaged twice. So she made it, it got ruined, and then she remade it and it got ruined again a few years later. And that backdrop didn't really photograph very well, especially when Shelly was using the flash. So it wasn't really a loss, so it's not like we were going to make a third one. So that backdrop didn't do well against the flash. So I already kind of would have probably eventually retaken that photo, especially because it just looked so stark against that tile floor. So I decided, since I got this amazing new shower and sink from a friend of mine from work last weekend, and this cute little caddy that actually goes to a pet set, but I thought the teal would complement the bathroom motif. I decided to retake this photo. I kept Felicity in Shelly's bubble robe, only now she has her ears pierced, because that was a more recent change Shelly made to her old Felicity doll, so she could actually wear the cool earrings. And I kept Leah in the Honey Puppy PJs because she just looks so good in them. And I kept out Marisol's cat Rascal because it's kind of a play on how Oliver always follows us into the bathroom, because he's similar looking to Oliver. I think he's a Himalaya type cat. I don't think he's Siamese, but all he is. But basically, he's the same kind of cat. Very similar. I just loved setting this up. I put out almost all the bathroom accessories we had. That's Gabriella's makeup case. I just thought it was so cute. So I had a really good time playing with this. The backdrop I chose because of this mermaid scale shower curtain, and I thought this would look really good against the blue, the teal tile. This is from a mermaid scrapbook pad, so I thought it would look really nice. And Shelly suggested when I was talking about what kind of tile I might use, because I didn't feel like the black and white would be good for this for the same reasons it wasn't great for that other backdrop I used last time. I used this at Shelly's suggestion. It's actually meant to be the ocean floor, but it totally works as a decorative bathroom. Felicity keeps dropping Gabby's comb, but that's okay, we're done taking the photo. I just had so much fun doing this. I'm crazy about this new shower set that my friend gave me. It's awesome. I put out one of our American Girl cleaning towels as a bath mat. I improvised, but it was just so much fun. And I think the girls had fun too. Now I'm going to put Felicity back in Elizabeth's tea lesson outfit because, it would be weird to leave her non-colonial for display purposes, plus the slippers probably wouldn't stay on. I'm probably going to just leave Leah in the Honey Puppy PJs, but put Claire in Summer's meat outfit, which Leah was wearing before. So we also just reshot this today. So this was a thumbnail for when Shelly bought this doll outfit making kit on Amazon and it didn't work out. I think the video was from last year. Yeah, I think it was from about a year ago. By the time we didn't have a doll sewing machine, and I just got this one last weekend, so I thought that would really make this photo great. But I'd also always kind of regretted that I hadn't put Krissa in this photo with Isabel, because Krissa also had some kind of sewing room in her catalog collection. So I always regretted, I forget what happened, but I had less time than I thought I would do that photo that day, and kind of forgot I wanted to take Krissa out. Some of these dolls we had, I think most of them, we had a lot before we had the actual dressmaking kit. I know that this Princess and Puppy doll, a friend of mine named Michelle, who I used to work with when I worked at the high school, this used to be her daughter's. doll, and I had her dressed in something different back when we got her that like mostly covered this, but then when Shelly got this kit, she's like, oh, well, I'll play around with it, and she used that. And then I'm pretty sure the same lady gave me these two dolls, but I can't remember, it's been a long time. I know she gave me a lot of her daughter's old Disney princesses. I'm pretty sure that's where they came from. Not as sure about Belle. And Ariel was a flea market find. And I think Aurora might be the doll in the photo we had the most recently. So it was really just like a video making new outfits for old dolls. At the time I had to be creative because I didn't have a sewing machine and I didn't have anything that really looked like a sewing room, so I'd use Felicity's table, which I actually still use because I got the stool that came with the sewing machine with it that my other friend from the high school I used to work at gave me last week with the sewing machine, but I didn't have the table. This is almost the same color as Shelly's sewing table, which we're not using as a sewing table anymore. It's got our childhood dollhouse on it downstairs. No, it has the backdrops on it now, the flooring. So we still use it, just Shelly doesn't like to have it out for sewing because she usually just sews right here on the dining room table. Yeah, so I just thought it'd be fun to retake this, mostly because I had a sewing machine, but I've been working on a lot of retakes anyway, so it was the right time. So it's May 11th, and today I was doing some other stuff, and Shelly said that if I felt ambitious, I could also put Julie and Jolene in their meet outfits so she can retake their photo now that we have the right shoes for Jolene. Now these are actually Julie's shoes, Oliver. Hello. These are actually technically Julie's shoes, and these are technically new ones. The reason I put the new ones on Julie is because they still have the plastic strap, and she's probably going to be the one who stays in this later because she has the belt. It's like having a 18-year-old toddler. Yes, this old man, he's 18 now. Say hello. Actually, we technically won't have had him 18 years until July, but I reckon based on how old kittens are when they leave their mothers, he's probably about 18 now in May. And then on the desk, we have like a lot of naked dolls. Today we got a house coat for Kirsten and another Molly Christmas dress. And I know we're going into summer, so why am I putting Molly in her Christmas dress when we don't technically need to take a photo of it? The reason is just because I got these new ribbons like earlier in the year. Like, these are the right ribbons, and I'm so happy about it. The other reason is that it's even nicer than my old one, and a little bit older too from the looks of it. So I'm just really excited. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna put it on 80s Molly because her and my childhood doll, who's actually 10 years younger than she is, they didn't age as well as some of the others because my childhood doll I loved a little too much, and 80s Molly was in a similar state when I got her, so they're both, I don't use them as much for like line photos and stuff, so I figured, oh well, if I put it on her, she can stay in it for a while because I won't need to like undress her as much, and she doesn't get to wear anything cool as often for the same reasons. And then I got Kirsten prepared to wear her house coat once it's dry. And then Bethan is also naked, and the reason Bethan's also naked is because we noticed after we washed her the Sand Spring party dress that we got some months ago, we noticed after we washed it that it still had some like spots that looked like they might be like kind of dirt stained or dust stained, so we decided while we were washing the new clothes, oh, let's wash that. 80s Molly looks weird because of her white body. And Shelly was pointing out that some people wonder if sitting the dolls makes their legs looser, but Shelly restrung this doll back in 2015, and part of why it's hard to dress her is that she has no give. She's just like Nellie, who Shelly restrung in 2014. She's like strung too tight, and sitting her, because she's always sat on my display in my room ever since I got her. Sitting her has not made her the least bit looser, as you can see.
She's always sat too.
Always.
And I noticed that with a couple of my others that have always sat. Some dolls just like the knots aren't in the right place to begin with.
Yeah, like you're gonna redo Tenny soon?
Yeah, or like the cord just wears out anyways, whether they sit or not. Just, you know, I've never had a major problem with it.
I had to go get shoes for my 80s Molly. Kirsten's going to be barefoot, and Bethan's shoes are already up here.
Alright, it's May 15th. I had some time this morning before work to film a video. I'm in Babyland. It's so much easier, honestly, now that we have this room to film in, to like film some of these collection videos, because I don't have to haul the whole container of dolls upstairs, which, since I reorganized, this container was only about half full. So I've gotten several requests to update my 90s collection videos for Barbie that I filmed, I think, in December of 2016. So it's been over 8 years. But I wanted to make sure that there was actually enough, like, new additions, or, like, the old dolls had enough, like, outfit upgrades and hairdo upgrades. And I feel like it's been long enough to justify it. They're looking good. A lot of them have had, like, work done since my first video. Though I don't always show it, I can assure you my dolls get regularly groomed and stuff in storage. So it's not like they get packed away and never seen and used again. They get used and loved and stuff. I just can't possibly display them all. And if I wasn't doing anything with them, and if they just sat around and did nothing, I wouldn't keep collecting. That'd be kind of silly, but I love my 90s Barbies, and quite a few of these are special, because we have ones that were gifts from my Uncle Ray, ones that were given to us by this guy named Bob, some ones that my sister's friend Kathy rescued for us. We have a few childhood people.
So I'm down in Babyland. It is May 17th. I'm down in Babyland. So something very exciting is happening within the hour. And I knew something exciting was going to happen this morning, so I didn't want to get wrapped up with a big project that would make a mess of the dining room table, because I figured if Shelly and I both kind of figured that if I made a mess in this room dressing Cabbage Patch dolls, we could just close the door and no one needs to know. I didn't want to get caught up like in the middle of a project that was like right in the hall when you come into the house. I decided, Shelly suggested I dress Cabbage Patch dolls. And I've been wanting, I started with Brigitte because we got her about not even quite a year ago. We got her last summer. She was given to us and I love her. I had a couple of these larger baby dresses that I believe someone stripped off of the soft sculpture cabbies like Brigitte that Shelly and I found in this lot on eBay a couple years ago. And the bloomers even fit her and everything, and I wanted to see how this fit. But we were so busy last summer when we got her with the photography project that it just kind of went on back burner to like try her in some of these awesome dresses that we got. I just love. So I started with Brigitte because I was really excited about that. And then I knew I kind of came over here next with Little Miss Poppy because she was wearing the apron dress that we believe is actually hers. She was actually given to us by the same guys that sent us Brigitte over there. We also got her last summer. I decided to change her because her bum was kind of exposed because that dress is a little too short. So I knew that I really wanted to dress Brigitte and Poppy because every time I take Poppy off this hope chest to take out American Girl furniture, I realized that Poppy is not properly clothed. So I put her in this outfit, which I actually took off our redhead, who I'll show you in a minute. She's over on the bunk bed. I decided to just strip her off of this because I thought it would look really nice with Poppy's green eyes. So I decided to keep this outfit out because we got this in the fall, but to put it on a different doll. I ended up dressing a whole bunch of people on the hope chest because when I was dressing Kelly, who's over here, I kind of got caught up dressing a couple of the boys. So this is Patrick. He played the Ghost of Christmas Past in one of our videos. We thrifted him a few years back for $1, and I actually left the shirt he was wearing on because I had it paired with his factory overalls because that is missing its shirt, but I decided to give him the elephant overalls that like actually goes to the shirt. I haven't changed Fern yet, but I'll eventually be changing her. I haven't changed Annie yet. But I decided to change Noah when I was in the drawer looking for clothes for Kelly. And I put him in this little handyman outfit. Kelly, it's like at a weird angle. She was given to us by a lady named Kelly about 2 years ago. And I love her like very lemon hair. I've decided to put her in one of our really nice Babyland sleepers because she's just so pretty. And I thought that while I was digging out, she was wearing kind of a mismatched ensemble because we have her shirt that I think is factory but not her pants. So she was one of the ones that I really wanted to prioritize changing because she wasn't wearing like a whole outfit. I was digging around for clothes for the bags to put her clothes away when I decided to dress some of the boys. And then I actually just dressed Wendy before I went to get the camera. I decided to put her in a human baby sleeper, but I thought I was going to put her in something else. Oh yeah, I thought I was going to put her in our red checked apple blossom outfit that we actually were given when we were given Poppy and Brigitte and some of the others. But it doesn't have the bloomers. And I'm like, oh, well then I'll have her in the same kind of like attire Poppy was in before where she's not wearing bloomers. So I just decided to put her in this because I thought she looked cute. The only person I dressed up here today, except for on the American Girl hotel bed, the only person I dressed over here today was Sue Young, because she was still dressed in her Christmas factory outfit, and I'm like, no, that just won't work. I did dress all three of these girls on our American Girl hotel bed, though. And put Penelope in our gingham hearts dress that I love on Renata. It looks even nicer on Penelope than it does on Renata because of the way that she's like, her coloring has stayed better. She's just so cute with her little tooth. And then she's wearing another human baby outfit we got in that same lot as the outfit on Brigitte. This is Tamanella and Renata. We saved them at Savers a couple years back, like 3-ish years ago. Fall 2021. And she's actually wearing the apron dress I took off of Poppy. But I added these bunny bee pants so that, you know, you can't see her bum. And then Penelope was given to us when we were given Poppy and Brigitte last summer. Then in the crib, I haven't gotten to Muffy, Francisco, or Winnie yet, but I did. So Lenore's our circus kid. And Sarita is our world traveler. And we got them both last summer. We were given them with Poppy and Brigitte and that big group. Put them in really nice Babyland clothes because their factory outfits are cute, but not nearly as cute as some other things. And they're both really cute dolls. And then I put Nathan, who we got, I want to say a couple years ago, we flea marketed him. Put him in Shelly's favorite outfit, the fishing overalls. I didn't change Delilah yet, but I think I'm going to leave her in this because she's just so cute. And then, this is Dahlia, the one that I stripped those, really cute overalls off of. I decided her green eyes would look good with this. So that's everybody I changed. I, didn't get as far as I would have liked. I haven't touched these guys yet. They're still what they were wearing. Oh, it's always weird when you see yourself in the mirror. I didn't get to Dorothy, Picasso, or the Kusas that are hiding back there yet either. But that's okay. Some of these guys, such as Sheldon and Corinne and Delilah, are wearing really nice Babyland clothes that I don't want to put away. Like, there's no rush to change them. Oh, and Dorothy, she's probably staying in this. But, like Picasso, I definitely want to change. So, I'll resume this another day.
It's May 17th and Quasimodo has a complaint he'd like to file with the complaint department. He says, I'm not the newest kitty anymore. Well, you're the newest kitty, but you're not the newest pet anymore, huh? You upset about it? You got an eye booger.
And he scratched my hand because he was trying to play with me. Because he's jealous?
He's jealous because dun, 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 we have not one, not two, but 3 new piggies in our family. So this one here is Daisy. Miss Sassy Pants is Flower. And this little cute tiny peanut is Rosie. This was really unexpected.
A friend of mine from work who also had 4 guinea pigs back in 2022. We used to have lunch together every day and talk about our guinea pigs when I first switched from the high school to the elementary school. and she didn't have time for them anymore, and she felt like she wasn't getting to enjoy them anymore because she was spending too much time cleaning their cages. Just didn't have the same time for them as she used to. She knew that me and Shelly absolutely adore guinea pigs, possibly to the point of worship. She asked me on Wednesday if I'd be interested in adopting 3 more, and I didn't give her a definite yes because I wasn't sure what Shelly would say, because sometimes Shelly says that she cleans up after too many animals.
Including you.
Including me, because I am an animal, but a human animal. But shockingly, Shelly said yes. So I told my friend Carrie Ann on Thursday that we could take them, and we talked about it, and she dropped them off today.
Yeah, so the reason why we decided to do this, why I agreed to it, is because if you're not super familiar with our little pets, that is Dorothy. We got her almost 2 years ago from this girl named Allie, and we also had gotten Delilah from her. But Delilah passed away in February on Colling's birthday, so it was just Dorothy, Poppy, and wherever Penelope went.
I think she's hiding in the hay. Oh, yes.
Oh, is that Penelope? I thought that was Dorothy. Penelope. So Poppy is 5.5. Penelope is like 9. And Dorothy is 2. She's 2 this month. Because we got them all from like rehoming situations. But Dorothy was literally a month old when we got her because Allie had just adopted her and then her living situation changed that same week. So that's why Dorothy is so young. And Penelope was 3.5 when we got her in 2019. And that was November, so it's been 5.5 years. Then Poppy, we got her in June of 2020, and she wasn't quite a year old. So the thing is, I was worried about Dorothy being alone because I don't know. I mean, maybe Penelope will live to be way older. I hope she doesn't.
It would be amazing
old.
if she lived to, but she's got to be 8 or 9.
And Poppy seems really sturdy, but Poppy came from the same pet store that Winnie was from.
And Isla.
And the girls we got Poppy and Winnie from, they were the ones who bought Winnie and Poppy from the pet store. But we had gotten Isla from the pet store way back in 2016. In that Petco, they have way too many guinea pigs, like way too many in the tanks. And Winnie was just never quite as healthy as she should be. And Poppy seems really fine, but I just would hate to pass up an opportunity. Hello! Oh, look at you!
Aren't you a sweetie pop?
Like, in an ideal world, it's best to get ones that need to be rehomed, you know, like adopt, don't shop. Not that the ones in the pet store don't need homes too, but I really don't like supporting that because they literally will throw out live animals sometimes in the stores. Like, I've heard horror stories of that. You know, there's just so many that need homes, and, you know, going through a shelter can be like, I mean, I swear, it's like... They want a whole background check, a DNA sample. So, like, it's just so much easier when people, and, like, better for the animals when people...
And it's nice to be able to help someone that you know, because it's usually friends or friends of friends or looking to rehome pets.
Yeah.
And Carrie Ann said I was literally the only person she would entrust these 3 beautiful girls to. She's especially fond of Flower, and I can see why. I mean, she's magnificent. Just look at her.
There's Dorothy. Hello. She's huge.
And they're just such beautiful girls, and it feels good that I could help Carrie Ann. And funnily enough, 3 plus 3 was the perfect number because our 2 Midwest plus what I called the half West we put on.
Yeah, I added this on
to put Winnie and Poppy. Like 6 is the max for that space. So really, this is the most guinea pigs that we can have.
Yeah, and it's nice that they got to stay together, and, you know, I'm sure we won't have 6 for a really, really long time because, like, Penelope's very elderly, and technically Poppy's elderly too. So,
and Flower's not too much younger than Poppy.
Sometimes they can live to be like 10, but yeah, so it was just a really good opportunity, and despite the fact that, like, it is a lot more work.
It's like having a dog at that point.
I didn't want to pass up the opportunity because they needed a new home, and we had the space. And honestly, like, I thought after Delilah died, because she was really messy, she was like the equivalent of 2 guinea pigs. She was super high maintenance. I was like, oh, this will give me a little bit of like a break. But honestly, I found it kind of boring because they're just like, when I'd go to change them, there wouldn't really be much of a mess. The bedding wasn't really that bad. They really wouldn't do a lot during the day. They weren't that interested when I would put them outside in their playpen. You know, they're pretty like lazy, and they'd all be like, you know, in their igloos and cuddlies
in the hay
during the day, so it would look like we didn't even have guinea pigs. So I'm just used to having a larger little herd. And I mean, I think like 4 is the perfect number for like the space. And how time consuming it is, but Delilah was like having an extra guinea pig, so it was like having 7 guinea pigs at some point.
But Rosie is literally the cutest thing I've ever seen. Can we talk about that?
Oh, and it was really nice. She gave us a $50 PetSmart gift card so we could get them anything we needed. They're very spoiled. They came with a ton of gear.
They're so cute.
Which I already put away because I have to put away stuff like very soon. But yeah, she dropped them off, and then she met all the pets, and then after she left, I had to go to work for a little bit. It wasn't too involved. Today was an easy day. So I was gone like about an hour, and then we introduced the girls to each other, and they're fine. I don't really believe in the whole like separating them and slowly introducing. Not with guinea pigs. It's just easier to put them in, let them work it out. They're not really violent.
And give them lots and lots of food.
Because I tried that method of separating them with Clyde and Napoleon, and that just did not work. Like, it kept making them stressed out every time I would, like, put them in a neutral area to bond. Like, it didn't work. And then I finally was like, screw it, I'm just gonna move the separation between the 2 halves of the cage and let them do stuff. And literally in a weekend they had bonded, so...
And it was over eating their wooden house. They enjoyed eating that together.
As long as you're supervising, I feel like they have their own way of working things out. And if you over interfere, it doesn't help them. They need to establish their social hierarchy. But like Dorothy is the biggest, and she hid when they first came.
I was kind of worried about how she'd respond because she was a baby last time we like got new guinea pigs. It was her and Delilah, and I thought she would be like... I was like, I don't know if she's going to be scared or if she's going to realize that she's bigger and younger and fitter than anybody else and that she has all the power. But apparently she's one of those like big guinea pigs that doesn't realize how big she is, and she's just like, oh, save me, hide me.
Oh, and it's also nice having more guinea pigs because, as you can see, they've already demolished most of the meal, and I had scaled back on what I was buying, but I guess I was still over buying veggies because they were wasting. So, I clearly don't know how to shop for just 3 guinea pigs. Isn't that right? You eat better than Mom. Okay, well, we're gonna let you girls continue reading. Daisy's in there being a stinker.
So I was working on the thumbnail for the collective haul, and my inspiration had been these sofas that the girls are currently sitting on. It kind of reminded me of back when I was in college. My dad used to drop me off on campus at like before 7 a.m. because he had to go to work. So he'd be ditching me there at like 6:45, 6:30. So, you know, because he had to go to work, but I didn't drive. So I ended up kind of like, for the first like hour or so of the day when nothing else was open, I kind of like, one of the routines I got in as early as my freshman year was like basically living in the common room in the academic building. And it was a room with like, you know, a couch kind of on the idea of this one, very like office-like. And there were these like long tables with chairs at them around the room, and it was a good place to charge your laptop. So that's kind of where I got the idea to put these out. The reason I decided to do that is because I got these very cool sofas, the vending machine, these entertainment centers that I use to like emulate like the long tables that were in my college common room. And I got this really cool table, which actually goes to a pet center, but to me it looks like a coffee table. I got all that and most of the accessories from a friend of mine named Talma, who I used to work with. I just was inspired by that furniture to create this scene. Now, originally, because I knew Summer is featured at the beginning of the haul video I'm doing this for, and this shirt was also from my friend, and it matches like the rest of the Summer's bake sale outfit, I decided to use Summer. But I originally was going to use Gabriella, who's wearing our American Girl student council outfit, which is actually where this clipboard goes to. That's one of the few things that wasn't from my friend in this photo, but it looked so scholarly I had to put it out. Gabriella's wearing our student council outfit, and my Belle doll is wearing a sweet school outfit. So I thought they looked really scholarly, but then I thought, oh, well, maybe there are other 18-inch doll outfits that would work in this scene that we actually got in this haul video to, you know, make it look more like it was for the haul and not just, oh, Colleen felt like playing with dolls, which honestly, totally. We got, in the haul video, we got Kirsten's bathrobe and another nightgown for her, but unless I was doing a college dorm room, that wouldn't really work. And we got some bitty babies, but they don't go to college. We got a Welly Wisher outfit, but it's very princessy, and there's no way she looks like she's going to college. We got the Sweet Dreams pajamas. I figured pajamas just don't work. I did get Isabel's tennis outfit, and I even took out her racket. Thought I'd make it look like she was buying from the vending machine. And Namari, who is Shelly's second Jess doll. I just realized Namari and Summer are both wearing star earrings that Shelly made. Their outfits are so cute. Namari is the scholarly girl who brought a home lunch. She mustn't live on campus. And the lunchbox I got, it was actually in another haul video recently, but the accessories I put in the front of it are from my friend, as are the food items she's eating. Summer is the college student who's obviously very creative. She has a cool unicorn backpack that we got at Savers recently. And she has a lunch that she bought on campus. Maybe she lives on campus. Maybe she's a commuter like I was who just ate unhealthy instead of bringing healthy lunch from home. The chips I think go to the pantry. Shelly got me for my birthday this year, but like the pizza and the soda are from my friend. These go to other My Life Has play sets that I bought myself, but yeah, very, very cool. I got like 3 laptops, which is like so cool. And I decided that Miss Emma, who is eating a healthy bagel that maybe she brought on campus, and I put out some jam for it. I decided Emma is an art student, and I could just look at Emma all day. She's just so pretty. Emma's Shelly's second Tenny doll, and she just looks so pretty in this cactus outfit. It actually came with a purse, but the I Heart NY bag my friend gave us, and it like matches her top perfectly. So yeah, I just had so much fun doing this. And I even hung up a calendar. Yeah, I took some artistic liberty with this, but I really enjoyed it. So today's the day before Memorial Day, and I know you guys are probably sick of seeing these setups, but I'm just never tired of sharing them.
I asked to see more of them, so.
Oh, well then see?
Apparently what you filmed is more interesting.
I wouldn't necessarily say so. I mean, this is a lot of wash, rinse, and repeat. Just different dolls out each time. So in the original, this is a thumbnail for Shelly's, like how I wash dolls. I don't even remember what this is for, to be honest. I think it's like basically how you make dolls squeaky clean. How to clean their bodies, thank you. Yeah, and I used this gift wrapper. This is one of our very first backdrops. This backdrop before because I thought it looked nice with the spa. But I decided to add a floor. And Shelly changed the lighting. And while I was playing with it, I decided to tweak some things. Last time I had out a lot more makeup accessories because between Bratz and Barbie, we just have a ton. I had them like stacked over here and stacked over here and just like everywhere. And I thought, you know, sometimes less is more, which is hard for me. But I think I put out more drinks this time, so it balanced out. I have a thing about doll food. I kept a lot of things the same. So these two are pretty much the same, like they're soaking their feet. I added plants. Like this one's new. I love it. I switched the positions of some of the dolls over here. I think I moved Yasmin more to the left just so she like is more head on and looks less crowded. She was like set further back last time. And Kelly I moved on the other hand further back It accidentally looks like Dana's patting her head, which is way too cute. And then I reversed. I had Angel Face Barbie in the spa last time, and I thought, no, she's wearing a robe. But if I take off Bath Boutique Barbie's robe and hang it up, I make it look like she's just like taking a spa, and it looks more realistic. Plus, last time I took this, I don't think we had her actual bottoms. She was wearing some other underwear with this, so it was kind of nice that we have the bottoms.
She had white underwear with that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And then I got as a kid in a bag at a flea market.
Oh yeah.
Don't ask how I remember.
I kept out. This is still Leroy, our childhood wardrobe magical end, and he's still wearing our childhood Li Shang's robe. Even though we have both nicer versions of both dolls on Shelly's display, I was like, oh well, I'll just play with once in storage. I added Cave Club for Nessa, much to Shelly's pleasure, which I thought was kind of in the spirit of the original because I had so many different types of dolls. I added her in because she has this great cucumber mask that, by the way, would not stay on. Among other struggles I had, including for Nessa, just getting her to stay on that chair and keep that eye mask on, I wanted to make sure that anyone like this Barbie, oh, her drink is like tilting in her hand. That's okay, she had too much to drink. This Barbie is kind of like vamping, just like the pose. But anyone like this Barbie who's, this is Angel Face Barbie. Anyone like Angel Face Barbie who's just wearing a robe with no clothes under it, like my Leroy is technically wearing swim trunks. I had to make very sure they were covered, and I forgot to do that with Rosalind, and thank God that she's covered. Because that I forgot to check for, because that's like her actual outfit. And it usually stays upright. This area I kind of kept the same, it's just I like, again, repositioned a few of them to make them look better. And this came with our spa doll, who we named Amy. I just thought it was awesome, so I put that out. And I added Shelly's Bratz Lip Couch, which is a recent purchase, with Shelly's reissue of Slumber Party Sasha, because the original was so special to her, and now we have this really nice one. I added Quick Curl Skipper because I thought of her when I saw my growing up Skipper in my original picture, because Amy's Spa Barbie, so she had to come out. So yeah, I had a really good time with this. This was so much fun.
Today is Memorial Day. Colleen and I did go to the flea market, but we struck out. The weather was gross on Sunday, so we didn't go. And today the weather was nice, but there was literally nothing. So we have resolved to be productive this afternoon since I got back from work. We dressed Twiggy and Olive, my new babies, who I got at the flea market last weekend. I have a whole transformation video that'll probably be up well before this Dolly Diaries, but I got them for $10 each. They're really old bitty babies.
Hi, boys.
And I have like... before, each of my babies had about like 8 or 9 looks to model each, so it would have taken me getting like around 16 new outfits conservatively to match them with my pre-existing babies, which isn't practical. So we redistributed the outfits and we finished with that. That's what's in that bin. And then when we redid my album last year for Bitty Baby, it wasn't that long ago, it was a few months ago, but what ended up happening is some of them were really troublesome in certain looks, and I had to use a doll stand, so we decided today to see if we could get them to stand without the doll stand so they looked better, and I was able to do that. That's why Biddy is in her bathing suit and Noni's in the poinsettia look. And we'd also decided that we have the shirt that goes to the old diaper bag that Jelly is actually going to model for Flickr, which previously I didn't have modeled on a doll. And then next weekend we're planning on doing a Bitty Baby collection video showing all my clothes and accessories and dolls. So Colleen's kind of getting ahead of the game and dressing the boys and the girls in their little meat outfits. Is there something on him?
Yeah, I scraped off my nail. He had something on his little leg.
But that's what we're doing, and I just made a collection video live and worked on editing the next one, so.
I made a complete disaster out of Sunny's hair, pulling this red hoodie over his head, which is why I was combing him so meticulously. So today I'm retaking a photo, well we just reshot it. It's a Dolly Diaries thumbnail from a video entitled American Girl August. I tried to keep the spirit of the same, however, the flooring I used it for, and I did use the flooring, was just yellow poster board, and it throws off weird light, and it almost made this photo too yellow. But now we have this great yellow tile that Shelly made instead. And also, now that Shelly doesn't use the flash, things that are yellow like that tend to photograph better. Courtney looks the same, much the same as she does in the original photo. I may have switched from earrings she was wearing. She might have been wearing the blue ones because I just bag all the earrings Shelly made for her separates together. I added the fanny pack and watch because why not? Because I love them. And I know I had them when I took the original, but she wasn't wearing them probably because she was just wearing this outfit in my room and I grabbed her. But I have her holding parsley this time around with this cage open. And then I put Kit back in her play outfit for this with her chicken and Grace. Her chicken and Grace now live downstairs because we actually moved Kit out of the cabinet. And I was really confused when I went to that side of the cabinet to get out Kit because she'd been there for a while. We moved her around over the years, but I went to go get her and I saw Kia instead. I'm like, this isn't right. I put Amber back in Gabby's meat outfit because she's just shoots great in this. And my friend Jen, who gave me this vet center thing ages ago, probably around 2022 when I originally shot this, also gave us this hair extension and one of the hamsters. She looks great, so I wanted to pay homage to her in this outfit. And she's Coconut's rightful owner, so she kind of like deserved to be with him in the photo. Though I did lift Kirsten's kittens for Kira because Kira, we don't have any of the animals that actually go to her. But one of the first things that happened in her book is that she was talking about wanting to like keep kittens they were fostering. I wanted her to be with cats. And of course she's wearing her Adopt Don't Shop outfit like she was in the original. Lindsay again plays Dr. Bergman, but nowadays Lindsay has some new medical implements to use in her vet career. So these things here, a friend of mine named Thelma, who I used to work with at the high school, gave me this and this cart and a lot of the accessories that are on the cart, although some of them I know we had, like this goes to our American Girl Horse Lover set. But yeah, so recently I got a lot of new accessories like this that I thought would be great in this photo. That's the other reason I took it. I also added this great hedgehog that my friend gave me. My friend gave me the hamster cage, and one of the hamsters, one of them's in there. I made one escape so you could see it because it's just too cute. One of the hamsters very recently, and I just thought they were cool, so I put them out. And then I added Carrot, who my friend Dawn gave me this Christmas, because Lainey had a bunny in her book, so I figured Lainey could have brought her monkey and her bunny in. And then I just kind of cluttered this space up just because I have these cool new accessories now. I put Lainey back in her nature outfit for this, and then Caroline is back in her work outfit with her cat ink pot. I originally had Kia. I actually had Caroline next to Kira and Lainey over here, and Kia on Lainey's other side. I originally had Kia and her full Sparks Flying, but I decided because I had some new furniture pieces that it would really overcrowd it. Even though it's still kind of like a fantasy vet center, because Caroline clearly does not look like she's from the same like century as anybody else here. And Kit also, you know, is dressed very old-fashioned. It's still kind of like a fantasy vet center motif instead of all just, you know, like it could be nowadays. But I wanted to keep the fantasy vet center motif with Caroline and Kit, but didn't want it overcrowded, and I thought Kia's full overcrowded last time. So yeah, I had a really good time doing this photo.
So this isn't doll related, but I thought I'd share it because I'm going to be using resin. This is my nightstand. I have it all wrapped up here. You can see it's like really damaged from Colleen putting her sweaty drinks on here back in the day when we'd be in my room doing doll projects. So it kind of bubbled and peeled. So I bought some contact paper stuff at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to resin over it. And I hope it turns out good, and then that way it'll have like a waterproof surface. I have to sand it down first. We're on the addition right now. Right, honey? You helping? I put my paper down. This is from the dollar store. I bought 4 sheets because one sheet only covers that much. And I wanted to be able to like line it up right. You can kind of see the seams, but I'm not worried about that. It looks better than the top being all messed up. And now I'm going to put resin over it. So my friend Lisa got married last year, and she had me make these like stenciled coasters, and she bought a lot of resin to cover them, and I guess she overbought. She also didn't really cover the coasters right. She did it more of like a glaze instead of an actual coating. So I have a few boxes of these, and that's what I'm going to use. So I did a coat of resin. It is curing now. It'll take 72 hours for it to fully cure. Please don't go near that, Quasi. Yeah. You are going to see some seams, unfortunately, but I think it'll look better than it did before. And I always have some stuff on my nightstand, like my alarm clock, my lava lamp, some dolls, so it's not like that back part you're going to see all the time. So I thought I'd show you my nightstand now that it's done. It technically has like probably maybe 15 more hours before it's fully cured, because it's 72 hours for it to be completely cured, but I was able to move it back in my room last night and put my alarm clock on it. I didn't want to put anything too heavy, but honestly, like, it feels really like cured, and you can see like where it kind of separated a bit at the seams where these sheets met, but I think it looks kind of cool. It looks very like vintage and like a tile, and I did try to like line up the patterns really well, so I think that it works perfectly, and it works really well with like the garden vibe of my bedroom. And now if I have drinks in here, of course I use a coaster, but it's not like it'll hurt this surface because resin is basically like plastic. And now I can put my lava lamp and my picture frame and my Anastasia and Tsar Nicholas dolls back on here because I feel like it's cured enough. That was my dad's lava lamp, actually, so it's a real old school one, and it still works. Can I get it to turn on? You can see it hasn't been run in a little while, but it does turn on.
Today I've decided to work on these Winning London dolls because it was too early to go to the farm because we might be helping with the blueberry nets, but see how it's like raining a little bit outside, so I'm not really sure if we're doing the blueberry nets or not. But we didn't want to go too early in case we are doing the blueberry nets. There wasn't a lot of extra time to work on something big, but I'm still trying to chip away at Mary Kate and Ashley's line photos. So I'm really excited about this, and the reason is this was Shelly's favorite set growing up. Her childhood dolls, which are somewhere in here, I just brought up all the Mary Kate and Ashley stuff because when we get back from the farm I might keep going on this. Her childhood set, like, Mary Kate looks very, very similar, but Ashley's hair, like, the curls are much more stretched out. This gorgeous set of girls we acquired on eBay, oh gosh, it was probably like 5 years ago now, but to me they still feel new, and I'm still really excited anytime I take them out for anything because they're just so, I mean, Winning London Ashley is a creature of great beauty who inspires great joy. She's everything. So I was really excited about any opportunity I had to use these dolls. But we still obviously love and play with Shelly's childhood set. We actually had all 4 dolls out, like not this year but last year for the Christmas special. We had the Winning London dolls narrate, but anytime you saw them in the party outfits, that was actually Shelly's childhood dolls, not these. That's why Ashley's hair looks a little different between takes. Yeah, I just love them so much. So I kind of flexed that we have like a lot of duplicated paper accessories. I know some were with Shelly's childhood dolls, and some were from these dolls. I just wanted to beef it up and make it look fancy. I put some on the backdrop and some over here. And the only thing I really changed is I decided to use like a brick floor, you know, London inspired, instead of just have the dining room table as the floor. That was like the main problem with the photo. Then the other thing I noticed is that before they were holding their sunglasses in their hands, but because they're like clear, they, you can see the putty right through it, and it looks bad. So I didn't want that. Now I have to change them into their party looks, change up what props I have out. I probably won't keep all of these things out for the party scene. I'll probably streamline it a bit. So I forgot to do a quick clip of the Winning London girls in their party outfits, but I did them. I also decided to do so little time to wrap it up for the day. So originally I used Shelly's, like, she had these old posters that she turned into a backdrop, and they were actually from the So Little Time dolls, which was really nice. But the problem is, because of how high they went up to like here on the backdrop, and it was too high a shot, especially because Mary Kate and Ashley are like pretty close in height to Bratz dolls. They're shorter, you know, they're like about the same height as like an 87 Skipper. In fact, the old ones are on Skipper bodies. They're not really tall enough for that. And those backdrops are so tall, they're more good for like something in the American Girl size. I'm not sorry Shelly made them, because they're great for like big collection photos, anything like that. But in a little shot like this, those just really aren't that practical. And Shelly had initially said ages and ages ago, and we talked about wanting to redo this, oh, how about like school? And I was like, oh, that's a great idea, to do a school themed backdrop. But the only ones we have that are like really school are kind of gray and drab and don't work with their very colorful lockers and colorful clothes. And then Shelly said, maybe something that's not overly themed, that's just like either a blue or a purple. And this popped into my mind because I used it on the Mary Kate and Ashley School Cool dolls. It does kind of have a school vibe, like almost looks like notebook paper, graphing paper, and this here almost looks like stuff you'd see hanging in a school hall, but a little more creative and artsy. And then I decided to combine it with the purple tile because it would go good with the lockers. So that was what I went for. I was worried that these pictures would go completely black because they're, you can see like the black spots forming on them. They're, like you develop them in here, and they just develop in warm water. But luckily the only black spots are actually, weirdly enough, like right about where the putty is on each of them. Yes, this was fun. I like decorated their lockers and tried to angle the lockers so you could see how full they were. It's really colorful and fun. These dolls came with a lot of cool stuff. A lot of it's paper, but we love Mary Kate and Ashley's paper accessories. These are actually Shelly's childhood dolls. She'd love to get upgrades, mostly because the lockers aren't in the best shape, which it's actually great that I left them both fully open for this, because again, they're just like really discolored. She has looked for replacements for these, but she just hasn't found the right deal in all this time. Maybe someday. But in the meantime, they're in good enough shape to work, and I don't plan on retaking this at any point.
So Colleen and I have prepared a couple of cups, mugs of things, hairstyling type stuff, to keep in Babyland downstairs, because I found these when I was doing some spring cleaning. We had them under, like in the cabinet, under the like display cabinet in the dining room, and I just put them outside for free with a bunch of other stuff, but people didn't seem to want them, so I figured I'd just repurpose them and keep them downstairs on one of the dressers in Babyland with some extra wig brushes, one of my extra makeup brushes for dusting dolls, my rat tail comb here that's missing some teeth but still sort of usable, a Magic Attic wig brush, and then in this one I have elastics in here. This is like a hair mask jar, and I just put a bunch of different elastics in here, just so like if we're filming collection videos or dressing dolls or something down there and they need their hair restyled or something, or when I do collection videos I always comb their hair as I'm setting them up, so that way I don't have to like worry about bringing all of that downstairs as well. We'll just have like this stuff already down there. So for now I'm just gonna keep these mugs with my Batmans and Babyland, and then I brought this margarine tub that I finished downstairs because I'm trying to organize the Barbie purse drawer a little bit better. You can see here I have like some of the smaller molds in this one, so I'm going to figure out which purses I want to organize into this tub, and I might save a few more as I finish them and organize this even further. Alright, so I sorted more of these smaller purses. And I'll definitely subdivide them a little bit more by mold as I finish up more of these, but that way the tinier ones are more accessible. I got this Radiance Collection Jasmine from the Mattel Creations website. She was on sale. I had no idea she existed, and I was super excited to get her. But when my doll arrived and I took her out of the box, her factory hairstyle was messy. And it wasn't just me. I tried to, like, sit on it for a day, and Colleen was like, no, you're not being anal. It's actually messy and gross. So unfortunately, she came with these pretty little ribbons wrapped around her elastics, but they were stitched into place. So I used a seam ripper to cut the little threads, and then I sewed snaps onto them after I redid Jasmine's hair, like I boil washed it and stuff, so it would be nice. And now I can remove these for future, like, grooming and hygiene purposes, because she's going to be on display and she might need a deep clean in the future, or her hair might need to be redone. So the ribbons are there, but now they can be removed. So these are the hair ties, all attached. Now I can take them out, and her hair looks a lot nicer. It was smushed and coming out and coated in some kind of product, and now it's really soft. I was just going to leave it because these were sewn in, but it was a gross hygiene issue, and I'm sorry, I couldn't. I tried. But now it's in a much nicer condition. She's so pretty. So this is how I removed the heads off body donor dolls. These were all dolls I got for $3 at the Salvation Army, and you can see they had horrible haircuts. There were more, but because they were expensive, I only grabbed the useful bodies. They're butchered. We already had each of these dolls, so I just used a really sharp box cutter to cut through the vinyl heads and pull them off, because this puts the least amount of stress on the necks and the joints, because in the past when I've tried using hot water, sometimes they'll break. So now I was cleaning the bodies and like the donors, and then the two dolls we saved. This was the cool teen boyfriend of Kevin doll. He actually had his factory shirt. And then this Moonlight Magic Barbie, I didn't know who she was, but I bought her because of her pale skin tone. But I realized her haircut was salvageable, and she was a really cool doll. I was researching her just to make sure it wasn't a factory haircut. And she's just really awesome, really pretty, so you'll see I'm going to be making her earrings in the next clip, and Colleen picked out an outfit. But I know it's sad. I'm sure some of you know who those dolls are, and you're sad because they're dolls you wanted or you had growing up, but you have to get parts for them somewhere, and it's just not always very cost effective or time effective to reroute every doll. And we had multiples of those particular dolls, and those bodies will go to great use. Like, there are dolls that have perfectly nice hair and fabulous face paint, and there's something wrong with their bodies. So such is life. It's like you can't save every car, you can't save every doll, but obviously I did go through the effort of saving Moonlight Magic. She was one of those like dolls on the cusp. She could have been a body donor, but the haircut was long enough to be evened out too. So this was the tester pair of earrings I was making for Moonlight Magic Barbie. I realized I had to cure the clear layer first and then add the glitter so it wouldn't float and cover the little polymer clay flowers, which were from Michaels. I got them in sale back in 2020. But Colleen put her in this really awesome fashion pack. You'll see a clip later on. And it's a fashion greeting card from the 90s that I've had since I was a kid. It was used, and I thought that it would be cool to make her special earrings that matched the pattern of the dress and were kind of like large and in charge because she has the short haircut. And I just wanted an excuse to use the resin because I was making other earrings for other dolls and stuff from a transformation video that I was kind of doing simultaneously, so I had this out. So this was me making the actual pairs of earrings because sometimes with the resin you have to experiment a bit, and I didn't like the way the first ones looked, so I'm putting a thin layer of the UV resin and then adding 2 of these polymer clay flowers from Michaels, kind of making sure too that like they're slightly different sizes, and when I do the second pair in a minute you'll see that I have to match them. Then I'm going to cure this layer, and then I sprinkle the glitter over it. It's always helpful to have a Q-tip to kind of like realign them. You can see that's the junky earring that I moved out from underneath the nail lamp. Here goes the glitter, and I wanted it to like be a pretty solid color, but I also couldn't add too much glitter, otherwise it would kind of interrupt the way that the resin cured, because these are very shallow molds from the Dollar Tree. It's not like you can fit a lot of resin, which is part of why they're great for doll earrings, but I'm just making sure to spread it out without covering up the peg hole, the peg that makes the hole that you can like loop the findings through. These are the earrings made from Magic Barbie. They are these little resin shapes with black glitter and polymer clay flowers, and then these cool little leaves that I got from Amazon Vine. And it's meant to match this awesome fashion pack. This is from one of the fashion greeting cards from the 90s, and it looks great with her. She is a doll with like cut hair, but I think she looks super stylish in this. So my nightstand project worked so well that I did these last week too. I still have some of that resin left over. These are little TV tables. These two were Meme's, and this one was Dad's. This one he like spray painted stuff on because of course Dad wasn't responsible and didn't keep his things nice. So it like the fake wood grain peeled off and it looked kind of just like raw particle board. So this one definitely needed it. And then these ones were kind of, they had ring marks and stuff because Colleen paints on here, and I re-root dolls on these, and my dad used to use these instead of end tables in the living room, so they were kind of beat up, but now they're nice and hard. And this contact paper is Pioneer Woman contact paper that I had left over from like 4 years ago. When I updated my doll shelves, I used these to cover like the sides and shelves of them in my like white doll shelves in my studio and in my bedroom. So now they have a nice protected surface, and it didn't cost me any money. You like them, Quasi? Yeah! It's June 20th, and you can see that my art desk gets kind of cluttered with projects sometimes. So we've had a lot of errands to run Colleen's first week of summer vacation, so we haven't been able to complete the dolls that we were working on, and we've gotten some others to work on. So these ladies all just need to be photographed. So most of them were given to us. Colleen brought them home from work. They were put out for free. And then there's a few Salvation Army bodies and dolls. His doppelganger. Edward got redressed. Jasmine needs a stand. Those brass dolls need to be open. That's also from the Salvation Army. There's some clothes that need to be put away. I'm waiting for more OMG hands to come in the mail. Colleen's bringing up the Bratz clothes for Megan and Yasmin because they are the reissues, and I'm going to be putting the photos together for them, and they need their hair washed after. So I try to like make sure this gets cleared off like once a week, because especially during flea market season, but over the week it can accumulate. The things to do for your pets when they're not feeling good. So I woke up this morning and went to take care of the guinea pigs, and Daisy seemed to be really off kilter, and it's because she did something to this foot, and it's not broken. I was able to feel it. Nothing felt out of place. It's not even swollen. She must have pulled something. That happens occasionally. It's happened before with Phoebe and Isla. You know, they roughhouse or they jump too fast. And she kind of has trouble sitting up properly because she's so tender on this foot. So this is how we've decided to feed her. And although she's usually pretty feral and not really into being held, she's taken to being in the human high chair quite well. Isn't that right, Daisy?
She's so cute. I just love her.
She's so soft.
I know, I love her like sleek fur. Today is May 21st. Oh my god, today's June 21st. Today is Quasimodo's 6th birthday. In my defense, Dorothy's birthday is May 21st. And you're handsome. I have to wait until he stops this part of his morning routine to get some good pictures to send my friend Asia, who gave him to me last year. Last August on Shelly's birthday, actually. He came home. But today's his actual birthday. Like, he was born 6 years ago today. You're so handsome. I love you, Jenkins. And then Daisy is feeling so much better today. Look how she's able to stand at the feeder. And we kept Rosie in to keep her company again. Penelope actually hates being outside and would have been perfect to let stay with Daisy. We try to, give her sunshine, because, like, I've actually listened to other pet YouTube videos about how sunshine's actually beneficial for their health. It's nice that we put Penelope out in the sunshine every so often, but she acts like we're torturing her, and she would have loved to stay inside. And Shelly actually would have switched her and Rosie and let Rosie be outside today. But Rosie, she's such a nice baby. And she doesn't bother anybody, but Penelope wasn't very nice to Daisy when she came in last night. There were a couple incidents of Penelope being a bit of a diva. So, Penelope missed her chance to stay inside. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You're so cute. We're going to have to get some nice pictures later when you're out of the window. Because now you look like you're in jail with the bars. So I've been working on dressing my dolls and Shelly's Covey, but I left these two Magic Addict dolls in their outfits that they're wearing because my heart just fills up at the sight of them. Like, Heather is in her Belle of the Ball outfit that I actually got with my Ally doll. And Megan is in her fashion from Megan in the Borealis Butterfly, which is like something I've always wanted as well. So the reason this is so special is because for Christmas, I'm not actually 100% sure what year. In fact, I'm not even 1,000% sure it was Christmas. My mom could have gotten them at one of those Scholastic book fairs and ordered them for me then. But I feel like it was Christmas. Sometime when I was in middle school, probably, my mom got me Megan and the Borealis Butterfly and Heather Belle of the Ball. And I only had 4 Magic Addict books as a kid, so like that right there, are like half my childhood book collection. Now I have quite a few others, but yeah, so it just fills my heart seeing them. And then I will show you the dolls I dressed in the kitchen. So I dressed Covey for a special occasion. Shelly and I have been talking for a while about when her accessory set hit the last chance outlet. I just love Covey. Maybe buying her accessories to go with this outfit. Because, like, some of the accessory sets, like Courtney's, I don't really care about because it's like a Walkman, whereas Rebecca's I had to have because it came with a hat and a shawl. So when we're ordering them new, we usually do that. But Shelly actually got Covey, oh my god, has it really been almost 2 years? It's been almost 2 years, on Mercari. That's got to be like almost 10 times longer than she lived in either of her first 2 homes. Because I think like the person we bought her from had her like a month or something, and the person that had her before they did couldn't have had her long either. I actually felt bad putting Covey back in her meat outfit because I thought she might feel traumatized, but she knows we love her and we're not like rehoming her. And I even brought up her name bracelet that Shelly made. That they usually wear these, but she was wearing, I just took her out of her Bollywood dance outfit, and that has 2 gold bracelets, and I thought it'd be too much bling and it would clash. But yeah, so we actually ordered Covey her meat accessories yesterday when we were ordering some other great stuff from American Girl. So I figured I would get Covey ready for that. I think my Belle doll is going to be modeling one of our new fashions, but I'm obviously not going to undress her until the clothes get here, but I could get Covey ready. Then I decided to change my other 3 Magic Addict dolls, not because I didn't absolutely love what they were wearing. They were all wearing their Christmas dresses. It's June 21st, not May 21st, Colleen, June 21st, Quasimodo's birthday. They were in their Christmas dresses, which you know, was cute, but not seasonally appropriate. I put Rose in her dress from the Jewel of the Sea cruise. She is my only Magic Addict doll made by Knickerbocker currently, which is funny. I'm still looking for Keisha Vance, so you never know. But she's currently my only Knickerbocker doll, even though this was like their most common incarnation. Megan here is one of the Marion LLC dolls, like the Marie Osmond era. And my other three, counting Allie, are by Georgetown. They're old, which it's just kind of how it worked out. Like, I didn't even hand pick my other two. They showed up at the flea market, the two that I had in my room. It was Megan I handpicked, but I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't realize she was in like the 96 to 01 starter outfit, but she's actually from 03. I had no idea what I was doing. Megan's not wearing her hat right now. This is actually Allie's starter outfit. I just felt like putting on a Megan because it's cool and I want to have it out, but I felt bad putting on Allie, even though she was actually, neither her nor Covey were wearing their meet or starter outfits when we got them. Covey's was with her, but she was in her Orange You Glad It's Summer outfit, and Allie was wearing Heather's ballet outfit, but again her starter outfit was with her. I got these pajamas more than a year ago because it was when Megan was my only doll. I got them with Heather's camp outfit, eBay lot. And then Rose's outfit I actually got with her. I got her in a really good bundle, like Allie. But then I knew what I was doing, Magic Addict shopping wise. But I need to put Rose's ribbon in, but I think I'm going to take out her braid because it's coming out in the back a little bit. And I just had Shelly put her in these braids to wear her Cheyenne Rose outfit. And then Megan's mane needs to be tamed a bit, which is why her hat's not on either. I'm going to brush Covey's hair while I have the wig brush out too, but yeah, she doesn't really need it. She's perfect.
It's June 26th. I'm going to end this episode of Dolly Diaries now. I didn't realize how much footage we had because I haven't been keeping up with editing just because I've been so busy with other things. So I guess you guys will have an episode much sooner than usual. Because I'm always doing things with dolls, but like honestly, I don't always feel like filming it. I'm like, it'd be quicker to get done or more enjoyable to get done without filming it. So that is why. And if you're wondering, in all the clips we're calling setting up photos, what I'm doing, I'm either like filming something like part of a transformation video, like making earrings or whatever, taking pictures of dolls like their guide photos, or doing some kind of editing photos, editing videos. So I'm always doing something doll related too. It's not interesting to film while setting up those pictures. Also, I wanted to add, so if you've been watching my channel for a long time now, then you probably noticed that all my old videos, the comments were turned off, and they've been turned off. So I turned them off at the very end of 2020 when I took my YouTube break, and that break lasted for 11 months. I started uploading again in November of 2021, but I kept all the comments off on all my old videos and all of the things that I was newly uploading, so from 2021 onward, up until the end of 2023. So at the start of 2024, I turned the comments on all my new uploads. So from anything from 2024 till now, the comments have always been on. However, everything before then, the comments were off up until a few weeks ago. I slowly went and started turning on comments to my old videos. The reason why I kept them off was because I used to get a lot of like kind of repetitive negative comments on some of them, and I wasn't really in the mental headspace to deal with that, and I sort of just wanted to test the waters with turning my comments on last year. And I was doing it in baby steps so I could have a good relationship with YouTube again, so it wouldn't affect my mental health negatively. It just like was not worth what it was doing to me physically and mentally. But I'm fine now. Like literally the second video I had the comments on, I got like a whole paragraph about how I'm a terrible person, so I'm fine. Like I'm well past that point. But I decided, because someone asked me about it, and I was gonna keep them off, but then I thought about it and I'm like, well, I could just like see. So they're on now, and I went through and I kind of just skimmed the old comments and removed any like there was a lot of stupid things on there, like clearly little children commenting random things, or a couple negative things that I might have missed. I mean, most of the comments that like bothered me a long time ago were removed when they bothered me in the first place. But I just wanted to check it out and make sure, because it had been years since those comments were on. Like, I turned those comments off over 4 years ago. So they're on. If you're watching old videos and you want to comment, you can comment on them. And anything from like 2021 up until the end of 2023, they've never been commented on. I got like my first comment on a random episode of Dolly Diaries from that time frame like a few days ago, but they have no comments because they weren't turned on when they were originally uploaded. So if you happen to watch things from that era and you want to be like extra and leave a little love in the comments or tell me what you think of them, I'd appreciate that. I did get feedback on those videos on my Flickr, because I always have like the note, like the post about how I've made a video on my Flickr, because they're kind of connected, the two accounts. So people would tell me like that they liked them back then, but most people don't have Flickrs. So if you happen to watch them and you want to, it just helps boost things in the algorithm. I mean, I don't really care my videos don't get a lot of views. It doesn't bother me, but it's always nice when you put work into something and you know people got something out of a video. So if you want to, feel free to do that. And the comments are open on all my old videos now. I know some people like don't even know that I've been back as long as I have, because I still to this day, over 3 years after I came back to YouTube, I still get people being like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you were back, because YouTube doesn't show people notifications and my videos are not pushed in the algorithm. So yes, I have been back for a long time, since November 2021, and my comments have been on since the start of 2024. So if you're behind for some reason and you're just seeing this video now, just to let it be known that I've been back a long time. And if you want to comment on old videos or whatever, I would appreciate that, because it just helps them get recommended more. And you know, I have tutorials and stuff that are useful that might have gotten kind of buried in the algorithm because I switched the comments off. So just a side note, or if you just feel like commenting on things, because I know some people wanted to comment on old videos and they'd come to like current videos where the comments were on to tell me what they thought, which I appreciate. So I'm gonna end this vlog here. I know it was kind of extra long. I apologize about that. I try to keep them usually around like 40 minutes, but I feel like lately they've been going a little over an hour. Stay tuned for the next vlog and future uploads, and until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.